Good morning. This is all about sales, and about making sure that you are able to engage, know, respond, and connect with your perfect client. And when you know that, when you're able to really know who that client is, and you can be just even more magnetic and more successful and more aware. This morning, I was having a discussion with someone who's attending their MBA program, and they were so excited and thrilled to share about how they've learned through some of their courses and classes about knowing their client, creating a story, creating an avatar, creating a picture of who their perfect client is. For years and years and years in my work with women in sales, leadership, those that were going out there in the world to be able to show who they truly were and attract the right and perfect people, I always told people, once you figure out who your person is, go buy yourself a doll, a couple of dolls. So they're sitting on your desk and you're always talking to them. Because once you know who your client is and you have a picture in your mind of who your client is, then it becomes so much easier for you to help them be successful, help provide solutions for them, and help them grow. So there's a couple of ways to do that. One of the best ways is for you to define the 4 key people within your market, within your niche, who buys from you, right? Because there are different personalities, the introvert, the extrovert, in your particular niche. There's the ambitious one, there's the quiet one in your niche, but they all want to work with you. And so you have to really define what are their 4 stories. And when you know their 4 stories, it's really easy for you to write to them, to create some products for them. So I always suggest that you take some time in your week as you're thinking about your client, choose a client name and start writing about them. Write their story. Go into such a creative, innovative visualization piece where you can write who your client is. Too often we think we know, but it's not until you imagine them and imagine the problems they're facing, imagine who's in their life, who supports them, what their deepest desires are. Until you start writing that down and really getting to know them, it's hard for you to write your marketing material. So I wanted you to be able to know that first is knowing your avatar, your target person, helps you gain more leads and customers. How does it do that? It helps you gain more leads and customers because everything you're writing about, everything you're saying relates to who they are, to really who they are. And the more you can do that, the more they're reading their messages. The second thing is knowing your avatar, your target market, will help you create products that your customer needs. Not even that they know they need. They don't even know they need it. But you, by having written their story, writing it all down, getting to really see them, talk to them if you're looking at your dolls, it's really able to then craft a message and craft a product that serves their needs, both the visible needs that they're saying and the internal needs that they're not talking about. The more you know it, the more you'll be able to receive them. Knowing who your avatar is helps you describe your offerings in the way and language that they need to hear. It's so important that you be able to speak their language. So different niches, different groups, different people have their own language, their own acronyms that they use, their own way of phrasing a sentence, their own way of being able to hear what you're saying. So you have to be, the more you can really get to know your persons, the more you get to know your 4 types and be able to really write them out, the more you'll be able to construct offers for them that they're attracted to, that they feel magnetized to, and that they really want to be in. The 4 buyers that I really want you to be thinking about is, 1, the buyer that buys for themselves, the buyer that buys for someone else, right? the buyer that buys bulk sales, and the buyer that's just has a different personality than the first person. Those are the 4 people that you want to know, because you want to be able to write, of course, the buyer that you want to sell to, the buyer that really needs it, that individual. So you really need to know who he or she is. The buyer that buys for somebody else is also your top referral source, the kind of person that's going to tell people about you, the kind of person that's going to get you be so excited about what you're offering, and you see it as a solution to your first person or to your fourth person. Really important. Then the next person is your bulk buyer. What is the needs of the organization or the needs of the team that's going to buy this for everybody? Why do they want to do that? Why do they want to bring them in? That buyer is very different than your first and second. Very different. And you just have to be able to write a story about them and know them. And then the fourth person is usually someone that you never thought about as a buyer, but consistently buys from you. Oftentimes I find it's somebody who's so attracted to what you have to say and what you have to do, but you never thought of them as a buyer. And oftentimes it's usually that somebody hasn't reviewed where they're getting their sales from to find out, whoa, eureka, this is a hidden gem. I didn't even think about that person. So I want you to go back, really sit down and write about who those 4 people are. Remember, first one, the person, your person that you know buys from you, the person that you're going after, really know who they are. This second person, the person that's the referral, the person that's going to be able to buy the present, the gift, the whatever you're offering for somebody else. What are they about? The third person is who's buying your bulk orders, who's buying a lot of what you offer. And then the fourth person is usually that hidden buyer that you don't even recognize because you haven't looked at your numbers, or you haven't really looked at defining who that person is. Those are your key 4. When you know those 4, write their story for each one, have an image of who they are, and begin to speak to them, talk to them, love them, shower them with your love, shower them with your solutions, shower them with your brilliance, shower them with all that you have so that they can feel you, see you, and absolutely adore you. My name is Pegeen. Check us out at Power Women Worldwide if you're watching this on YouTube. If you are part of Elite, see you in a little bit. Take care. Bye.